This is how my whole house backup system works. It's a 9500 watt Westinghouse generator that I just wheel out into my driveway. Then I grab my 30 amp extension cord, plug that into the 240 volt 30 amp plug, and then I also flip on the generator and also the circuit breaker for the 240. Then I find out my cord's not quite long enough. This is 25 feet. You want to make sure your generator is at least 20 feet away from your home to make sure no exhaust comes in the living space. Then I'll take the extension cord, I'll plug it into my 30 amp generator inlet box, which is located on the inside of my house, and don't forget to rotate that in the clockwise direction to lock it into place. Once everything's connected up, then I'll turn off my 200 amp breaker, disconnecting from the grid, interlock plate goes down, and then I turn on my 30 amp inlet breaker from the genset. Then we'll turn off all of our other breakers, making sure that we're only running the critical circuits that I've identified ahead of time that I'll need up and running in a blackout scenario. Flip all of those to on, and then once I get the critical circuits to the on position, I'll just use a handy little feature here of the Westinghouse, and that's the remote start feature. Start up the generator, and now I'm back up and running. Now, will this setup work for you and your situation? There's a few things you need to consider that I want to run you through. One, what is your power needs? Understanding your critical circuits and how much power those are actually going to need is going to help you select your generator, but also things like the generator inlet box behind me. Number two, how do you actually want to plug in something like this Westinghouse 9500 watt generator into your house? You do have a few options when it comes to that as well. And then we'll finish off with pricing. What does it cost for a setup such as this, and some of the other options you have going all the way up into some setups that can be $12,000 or $15,000. So let's jump into understanding your power needs so you can select the right system for your home. So there's kind of two parts to the overall understanding how much power you're going to need in a backup scenario. First, we need to identify the circuits. Once circuits are identified, we need to figure out how much power those are actually taking for each circuit. Now, hopefully you have good labels on the back side of your door so you can just go down and identify which circuits are going to be applicable to your scenario. So let me run down mine, which will give you an example. First up, I have my sump pump. So in a scenario where I have an outage, there's probably some rain in the area, maybe